Historic Lambeau Field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lambeau. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Set, ready.
Here's Love looking to pass on the first play. That's complete. He finds Jaden Reed. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up 2nd down.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
Here now, 2nd and 4. Here's Love. Short throw. And right away, he lost the football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. And those coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
A good pickup there at 22. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. They will throw again here with Jordan Love. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Reed. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4.
Ready.
Love. Forced out to his left. Out to the left here to Reed. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Love now. Sliding out of the pocket. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. And the Eagles are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. Offensively, a far from ideal start there with a pick on the opening drive.
Yeah, not exactly what they were looking for. We know that. That's pretty obvious. The beauty, though, is it's happening early. If they don't panic, they don't compound this problem, they've got a long way to go and a chance to get back in it.
Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. And he takes a pop at the end of that one. It'll be a gain of about 4. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to him. 11 yards and a 1st down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Hurts going to move him around. Throwing on 2nd down. Hurts. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Garrett Stokes. And the return will stop right around the 25. Boy, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Well, maybe that'll help him settle back into a groove after the interception on the first drive. Back for the 2nd quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Love looking to throw it. Able to find his man, Kraft. And the Packers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Jacobs is in. Touchdown, Packers. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And they were looking to set up the screen, but that's going to be incomplete. Almost wound up going the other way. Well covered defensively, and it'll bring up third down. Not liking the look. They'll change the play. Hurts. Packer pressure, and down he goes. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
Hurts not coming to the sideline. They're going to go for it. On play action, they'll throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. A first down carry for Barkley. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Blocking at the point of attack there was very strong. He had a couple of running lanes.
And I never want to overlook the offensive line, but that's what they get paid to do. How about the quarterback? Everyone thinks all he's going to do is throw the football. His movement and deception can help the running game as well.
Second and goal from the 1. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Saquon Barkley as the first half is winding down. And the Eagles have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
Come on, set.
Now Love. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter.
Here we go, set. Slide through.
final play of the half. Love. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the third quarter will start from the 30. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings. There he goes, left side. He may go. Saquon Barkley, touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter. That's a double team, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. Now he's loose at the 40. And a terrific
shit,
return
bitch.
as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Barkley will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Fights through it, and this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you're panicking.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Eagles have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Elliott good with a PAT. And it's now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball is going to come out to the 30-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond. Not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
38.
To throw now, here's Love. That's complete to Dobbs. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. To the air again, Love. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
That is caught. And he's brought down. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. On play action. Love to throw. Escaping the pressure right. On the run. He'll let this go deep right side. He got out of the pocket there. Was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling. His receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Running the ball can be a struggle in this part of the field. In fact, it's a perfect spot for defenders to pin their ears back and try and work upfield, and they capture him for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Together.
And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. 111 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. Here is 3rd and 5. Now Hurts going to shift him around a bit. Back to throw here. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And they're going to get the first down here across the 15-yard line. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play. So that last play gives them a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. They'll try and run some clock here with Barkley. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Throwing is Hurts. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
They go play action with Hurts. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
McManus's point after is good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Oh, and some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return. at the line. This Philly offense set to go. And now this fourth quarter becoming very interesting. That pick six makes this a one-score game. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how aggressive they choose to be. Here's Hurts to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown.
Well, Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick six.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here's 1st and 10.
They begin with a run by Barkley. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
Here's 2nd down.
They'll go to Barkley again.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Touchdown, Philadelphia! Dallas Goedert, 70 yards. And the Eagles strike quickly to take the lead here in the 4th.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. This is 1st and 10. Set. Watch out now. 50 Fury. Set.
Love looking to throw it. Able to connect with Jacobs. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Set, hut. Hut, hut.
Here's Love. Eluding the pressure right.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Red, cycle. Ready?
Desperation time here. Love on 4th down. That's to his running back, complete.
And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save a timeout. Here we go. Claws red. Red, yellow.
Now Love. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
He'll get this underneath to Jacobs.
That's a good job there by the corner. And we do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Ready?
Love. Flushed out right. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. That's one where you hold your breath. You got your quarterback out of the pocket trying to thread the needle in this stage of the game.
You don't think that maybe on the sideline they're thinking, boy, what a great decision. No, actually, they're just fortunate. That one got knocked away. Probably shouldn't have thrown it at all.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
2 timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now.
Let's go. Ready.
Love looking to throw.
Short throw. He's got Kraft.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Blue striker. Set. Ready. Ready. Ready.
Now Love. Looking sideline, incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
Here's 1st and goal.
6. Mega. Here we go. Here we go. Hut.
Here's Love. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback.
Trash, boy.
It's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick.
And the Eagles have just about sewn up this football game.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's 1 timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
And this one incomplete. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining.
See, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game.
Shreds him with a stiff arm.
And that should do it. He's got a 1st down.
Done, nigga. How you know?
Run it out from here. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone, from Lambeau.